Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon, 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 high noon. This is High Noon. It's the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. He's Tommy Wirtz, a.k.a. the greatest of all time.
Oh.
Step aside, CM Punk. It's Tommy Wirtz.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Would you go, if you were an international professional wrestling star, would you be billed from Milwaukee or would you be billed from Cudahy?
So I've thought of this.
I love that. I love that you've thought of this.
I'm
so
actually,
happy right
can
now.
I dump that? Can I dump that? Because Josh is gonna have a field day with that. I say Milwaukee when from when I've moved,
Yes.
right? So when
Like
I was
when you're
in
in
California,
Wilmer
when I was in Wilmer,
Okay.
like it's Milwaukee,
Yeah.
right? But anywhere in southeastern Wisconsin, I say Cudahy. I wouldn't
Right,
say
of
Milwaukee.
course. No.
But
Yeah.
even when I was going to school in Madison, I would say Cudahy. I wouldn't say Milwaukee
And
out
would
there.
non-Milwaukee Wisconsin residents need any help?
Well, I mean,
with
you'd be
where
like,
it is?
hey, I'm from Cudahy. It's
right-
literally
it's right
right
outside
next
of
to Milwaukee.
Would you say it's outside of Milwaukee or it's like next to Milwaukee? It's connected to Milwaukee? What would you say?
I would say, the bridge in Milwaukee, the south end of that.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of the Hone Bridge.
Yeah.
That's because it literally is.
I
The
mean,
other
is
side of
it?
the Hone Bridge.
That's not more St. Francis-y? Or like you go through St. Francis and then you get to Cudahy?
There's one exit of St. Francis. The
Right.
rest of them are Cudahy or Milwaukee.
Whatever happened to that brewery? Is that still there? Is
The
that
brewery
a new,
there? It's
Yeah.
still there.
Is it a new thing? Because it was the St. Francis brewery for
Yep,
a while.
that's what I believe they just changed the name of it,
Okay.
but that is funny enough where I went to homecoming dinner my senior year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I think my mom's retirement, like brunch, was there.
Yeah.
Because she worked on the south,
But near
the airport.
So here's an even more.
Is that not the south side? Is it like near the airport? You don't call that the south side. You call that near the airport. Right?
Yeah, just near the airport.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
but another fun.
For those of you not listening in the Milwaukee area, welcome to Milwaukee Geography with Thunder and Tommy.
The other one is my mother, who's a world traveler. My
Yep.
sister is 15. She's been to 6 different continents during that time.
Got to get to Antarctica.
Right,
bro.
got to get to it.
I-
You can't
there-
go to 6.
I don't know if there's anywhere I want to go more than Antarctica. Like
No.
like maybe Ireland or like Scotland to drink all the brown liquor. But like I really want to
I
go
think
to
if you
Antarctica.
stop at 5, you can stop at 5. But once you get to 6,
Once
you
you're
got
in
to get to the
Australia,
7.
you got to go to Antarctica.
Well, Africa was the last one for them.
Oh, okay,
that was
all
that was number 6.
So
But
were they in South Africa?
they did go to South Africa.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
if you're in South Africa, just keep going down.
they actually have a day ferry where you can just go step on the ice, get back.
They do
I
not.
swear to God, they do. Yeah.
It's that close?
Yeah. Well, it's a day.
Right.
I mean, it's like your whole day is gone,
Okay,
but you can
yeah.
at least say you went there, stepped on it, and then get back on.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Though I want to spend like a week in Antarctica. All right, anyway.
0% chance. When she's out and about all over the world,
Yeah.
she
She's
says
from Milwaukee, right?
Chicago.
Oh.
She says north of Chicago.
Does she say Milwaukee, which is north of Chicago?
When she
or
was
does
in
say-
Greece, she
Yep.
said where Giannis plays,
Right.
and everyone
everybody
knew.
Milwaukee.
Everyone knew
Yes.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
When they go anywhere else, Milwaukee's kind of a crapshoot, so you say Chicago, and then it's like, oh, like an hour north of Chicago. And they're like, oh, yeah, we
So
know
I was
exactly
in
where it
Greece
is.
2 years ago, and 2 observations. One, I was surprised at the lack of Giannis gear I saw,
Okay.
but I was also surprised that I was wearing Bucks gear and the lack of people who were coming up to me and be like, "Oh, Giannis, oh," you
Yeah.
know, like a couple here and there. But I thought, like, not that I'd be a celebrity because I'm wearing a Bucks shirt, but like I clearly wasn't wearing like a Giannis jersey. I was wearing like a Bucks shirt, and like I was surprised more people didn't have that recognition with me as Giannis fans in Greece.
Sure.
That was surprising, especially in Athens proper. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. We've got a lot to get to. The Milwaukee Brewers scored 16 runs yesterday on 18 hits, no home runs. And I vividly remember August 1990.
Oh, okay.
So when the Milwaukee Brewers put up 18 at Fenway,
Right.
without hitting a home run.
Nice.
And I can tell everybody exactly why I remember that game. I wasn't there, but I could tell everybody why I remember that game. So we've got lots of Brewers to get to. Josh Jacobs is practicing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know the breaking news sound effect I used for years? It was the current affair stinger, which I don't know if you'd recognize or not. It wasn't like the ABC, like the ABC News was like do 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 do.
Right. I know that one.
Do. It wasn't that one. Yeah, we used current affair. Maybe I'll bring that back. So Josh Jacobs is through. Dario Melendez from ABC 12 in Milwaukee, the ABC affiliate, just tweeted out that he's the first one through indies, which is independent workouts or whatever it is.
Individuals.
I assume Josh Jacobs is going to show up. Josh Jacobs is going to work out, and Josh Jacobs is going to leave. There's as a member of the media, I wouldn't even try to talk to him today. I wouldn't even attempt it. I would leave him alone. Whatever he's going through, whatever his girlfriend, whatever, I don't know if they're a fiance or whatever she's going through, whatever the DA's working on, whatever the cops are working on, I just let that sit for now.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anything and he's not going to be able to talk anyway. So I'm not bothering him. Do your workouts. Everybody who's there today, do your workouts, get through it. I don't know what LaFleur said. Were there, do we have our buddies Wood and Schneidman and Doherty and all our great Packers reporters, Wes Hod?
Yeah, that we don't have anyone there getting the sound by any means, but Ryan Wood did say that Josh Jacobs will be practicing today at the OTA sessions.
Yep, I see Schneidman posted a video.
His things are currently, quote, business as usual for Jacobs.
Yeah, he's there, and he's there and he's going through his workouts, and that's right. I do want to touch on Milwaukee baseball.
Sure.
Just for a moment. I'm gonna have a pretty people are gonna hate me, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. And Paul Wagner's gonna join us.
Yeah, Paul Wagner, 1 o'clock. Dennis Sutton, which is who?
Denied Dennis Sutton, DDS. Yeah.
But I don't think it can't be him. Dennis Sutton SZN is on.
Yeah, that's denied Dennis Sutton.
Well, he's got 367 followers, so I don't think it's really him.
No, it's not him.
Right. All right. So this is a fake account.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. We're good.
I'm also monitoring all the fake Josh Sweat trades. Because we've been monitoring all the fake Giannis trades. Somebody gave me a fake Giannis trade yesterday, Tommy, to the Lakers.
Okay.
Because they have a bunch of picks, and if they give up Reeves and a bunch of picks, do you do Reeves and four number ones?
I don't know.
I mean, Reeves isn't. You can't really build around Reeves, though.
No, I don't think so either. Right. So we got a lot of directions we could go. We have a lot of directions we could go today, and I'm sure we're gonna get pulled all over.
Right. I also have a question for everybody.
Oh.
Is it more special when you're watching TV, when one of your favorite movies is on, that you catch it while it's on versus taking the effort, scheduling it, and putting the DVD in?
Okay.
Like if Shawshank Redemption is on TV right now, or A Few Good Men, the courtroom scene, or The Avengers, or something like that, and it's on right now, is that more special than going to get the DVD and sitting down for 2 hours and watching the movie?
Or finding it on the streaming service.
Starting it.
Right.
Or starting it and like taking the effort on the streaming service to watch it yourself.
I love the
More
conversation.
special.
I will say that we disagree on this.
Yeah.
But
Tommy and Bayview chimes in right away on the YouTube channel. South Milwaukee, Whitefish Bay, nothing smells like Cudahy.
Yeah, I mean,
you like that?
It's the first time I heard that one. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to check. I'm not sure. I don't think Whitefish Bay touches Milwaukee. I think there's Shorewood and there's Glendale. And it's right there. But I don't think they actually touch. I'm trying to rack my brain of like where it would touch. I think Shorewood and Glendale, there's just slivers. As opposed to, does Cudahy touch Milwaukee?
Yeah. Oh,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Not just St. Francis, I mean.
St. Francis barely exists.
I know.
It is right. It's not even a real place. So yes, Cudahy, absolutely.
It's definitely a real place,
absolutely.
But it's only kind of.
I have a question that if you went to Rome, Italy, if you were wearing a Sal Frelick jersey, would people understand and know who you are?
The Boilers showing. Ball ripped into right center. That is going to be up against the wall and a bounce. Bauer's going to be on the move around third. There's going to be a play at home. Here's the throw, and it's late. Bauer slides in. It's a double from Sal.
So no, probably not.
I don't
But
think so. Would they have any idea? Like, now does it say Milwaukee on it or does it say Brewers on it?
Let's say it says Milwaukee.
Then they might be like, oh, Brewers, oh, Giannis. Like, right? If you're in Rome, Italy, they'll know that like that
much
Giannis,
higher chances of
they'll
knowing who Giannis is than Sal Frelick is in Italy.
If it says Milwaukee on it versus Brewers. If it says Brewers on it, they have no shot. If it says Milwaukee on it, they'll be like, oh, Giannis. You're like, no, it's Sal Frelick, bro.
Sal Frelick, bro.
Yeah, or Jordan Love, because number 10.
Well, the Brewers.
Or Carlos Delfino, he was number 10.
The Brewers win 16-2 yesterday. A season high in runs scored, a season high 18 hits, a season high tying 11 walks drawn in the game.
That's like little league stuff.
And the Brewers
11 walks, man.
The Brewers have a 7-run second inning, 2 runs in the 6th, 7th, and 4 in the 8th, plus a double play RBI, non-RBI. We should talk about dumb rules in baseball because I hate that one too.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a dumb rule. I think the run was batted in, even though you hit into a double play. William Contreras, was it not batted in?
You know what? I thought I disagreed with you. I might change my mind.
The run was batted in.
Right, the run was batted in. Look at me.
Okay.
Name the 2 Brewers who didn't get a hit yesterday.
Well, I know them.
Without any other,
it was Blake Perkins.
Yeah.
And it was Jake Bowers.
How many times did Jake Bowers walk?
4 times yesterday.
4
Yeah.
walks.
Yeah.
He was 0 for 2. He scored a run, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Blake Perkins was just 0 for 2. Like, Blake Perkins cannot hit Major League Baseball.
Well, so my fun thing I got going on the post-game show now, will the Brewers have more wins or will Blake Perkins' batting average be higher at the end of the year?
Blake, hold on. Blake, I want to go with, here's what I want to go with. Blake Perkins, Brewers wins.
Right now, Blake Perkins is hitting 92.
He has 6 hits.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be like Blake Perkins hits or
no batting average.
No, I'm saying hits versus Miz wins. Like, is he gonna get? Is Blake Perkins gonna have more than 15 hits, or is Miz gonna have more than 15 wins? Like, which one goes there? Either.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I think a Brewer pitcher will have more wins. I mean, Aaron Ashby has more wins than Blake Perkins has hits this year. That's a fact.
But say that again.
Aaron Ashby has more wins
right now
than Blake Perkins has hits.
And I think Harrison and Miz both have 6 wins.
Yeah.
So they have the same amount. I don't know what the idiots down the road said. Somebody said, careful what you say about Josh Jacobs. You don't want to look like the idiots down the road. Do you know?
I don't know.
Did somebody in sports media say something stupid? Is that possible? What?
Not on this stage.
Yeah, no, never, never. Tommy and Stella says, I learned at a young age that if I'm not in Wisconsin, I got to say I'm from Milwaukee because everyone keeps questioning it. It was like West Dallas. Where are you from? West Dallas? I've never heard that. I've never heard West Dallas before.
Okay.
Huh. That's an interesting.
What if I just say Wisco from the 610? Gross.
Scotty Tiffany, I'd rather stream a movie rather than happen across it. I'd want to see it from the beginning and unedited. Tiffany, you're crazy.
Yeah, thanks, Tiff.
There's nothing special about loading up a movie. There's something special about watching a Brewers game, and all of a sudden, A Few Good Men is on, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see the scene.
Mm-hmm.
You can't handle the truth.
So
have you seen A Few Good Men?
No.
Shut up. It's embarrassing.
I know the scene.
I would hope so, but you got to see the movie. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talking text line. 414-677-1250. Man, I hate being negative. And I don't know that this is a negative question, but does it worry or concern you at all that the Brewers are doing all this without hitting home runs? And the reason I ask, and listen, 16 runs is awesome. Now, the last 4 were against a journeyman position player. But listen, you go up and you hit the ball. 18 hits, 11 walks. It's all great on June 1st. Are you concerned that we're seeing something even exponentially like more fun and more cool during the regular season than we did last year? How good this team is, how they put the runs together. What did Murph calls them, the woodpeckers, right? They just keep pecking away at you and pecking away at you and pecking. Didn't he say that last year? Wasn't that a thing? The woodpeckers?
The woodpeckers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does it concern you at all that there is no power, that there are no home runs? There were, let's see, yesterday there was the triple by Turang, which could have been an inside the park home run.
And he almost hit it out too.
Right. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doubles.
Yep.
So it's not like they didn't hit any extra base hits, 6 doubles and a triple.
Was Hamilton's close to going out too? Did I
Yes.
misremember that?
It actually probably should have been caught.
Okay.
So it hit the bottom of the wall and the right fielder just kind of gave up on it and played it off the wall.
Yeah.
If he had gone to go get it, he probably could have caught it. But Hamilton did crush that ball for Hamilton. Like he turned on it.
Yeah.
That was in the 9th inning. That was again against Kennedy.
Position player. Yeah.
So 6 doubles and a triple. But is there concern about the Brewers and their lack of home runs, their lack of power? And you look at the doubles last night. So Turang hit a double and a triple, and we know Turang is one of the best hitters in all of Major League Baseball. Joey Ortiz hit a double off the third baseman. Hamilton hit a double off the third baseman. Frelick hit 2 doubles. And we know Sal is really struggling. His slugging percentage finally better than his on base. He's 219, 286, 309. He has not been very good at the plate. There were a number of hard hit balls by the Brewers last night in addition to the hits. Like they had a lot of line drives at the left fielder, like 3 or 4, which easily could have been extra base hits. So Frelick hits 2, and then Churio hit a real double. So it's not like 2 of the doubles were against a third baseman. Is there any concern? Or are you just like, Thunder, shut up? They scored 16 runs. Who cares? And the reason I care is because we have the facts. Like teams that don't hit home runs don't win in the postseason. And I know it's only June. And I know we shouldn't be talking about the postseason yet, but I'm expecting this Brewers team to make the playoffs. I just am, right?
Yes, for sure.
And if I'm expecting this Brewers team to make the playoffs, I want them to win in the playoffs. I don't want to just make the playoffs.
Right.
I want to win in the playoffs. And it is fact that teams that don't hit home runs don't go very far in the playoffs. You need to have a threat of home run. And right now, Yelich is not hitting home runs. I know Churio hit one over the weekend. Contreras isn't hitting home runs after having the broken finger last year. Mm-hmm. And now this year, his power is still not really there. I mean, his slugging's under 400. Bowers for sure is hitting home runs. Vaughn for sure is hitting extra base hits. But that's it. Like there's a lack of power on this team.
There is a lack of power on this team. They have the least amount of home runs in Major League Baseball, right? So totally understand why you could be concerned for the lack of home runs. Do you know, however, how many players last year for the Brewers hit 270 or higher? All right. I'm going to take out Andrew Monasterio from this because he played in 68 games, but it kind of feels
it's like half the season. You can count them.
All right. Well, because I was going to say, because I didn't know if I should keep in
half
Andrew
the season
Vaughn.
counts. Yeah. Vaughn counts.
Okay. So how many players? They had 5 players hitting 270 last year. Churio, Monasterio, Turang, Frelick, Vaughn.
What did Frelick get last year?
288.
Oh, jeez, man, I'd take that Frelick.
Oh, yeah, big time.
What did Yelich end up at?
Yelich ended up at 264.
Okay, all right.
795 OPS.
Okay. All right, so 5 players over 270.
They had 6 players in the lineup yesterday hitting over 270. The first 6 guys.
Well, Turang wasn't.
Sure, but I mean,
he is now.
But if they run back the same lineup today, they have 6 guys.
Yep. Yeah, your first 6 are all hitting over 270.
Yelich at 275, Chourio 276. He's kind of on a way down from that really hot start from when he got back.
Right.
Turang needed that day yesterday, maybe almost as much as Sal Frelick needed that day yesterday.
Well, he was 0 for 21 in that first at bat. That double was and he smoked it.
Needed it. Mm-hmm. Contreras is hitting 294, Bowers is hitting 277, and Vaughn is hitting 354 since coming back from the injury now.
Yep.
I am concerned about the power numbers. However, when you put that configuration of the Brewers out on the field, I know they'll come.
Okay.
I feel that. I do. Because Yelich in the leadoff spot, that's a lot of pop for a leadoff hitter.
Yep.
I really do think that Chourio and Turang should switch places in the lineup, but regardless, they should be your 2-3 hitter.
I don't hate that.
Contreras batting fourth. If fourth is your traditional cleanup guy, I don't see Contreras being is he going to hit 20 homers this year, Contreras?
I don't think so. He's at 4.
Right.
So, and they're more than a third of the way through. He's on pace for 11.
Bowers and Vaughn at 5-6.
Bowers is going to hit 20.
Bowers might hit 30.
I don't think he's hitting 30, but he'll get to over 20.
He'll get to 28.
28, okay.
28 homers this year for Jay.
And I think Vaughn, obviously he was hurt for a while, but he could get to 15 to 20.
Yeah.
He'll hit his home runs.
Now, the question, I heard Tim talking about this on 9 to Noon, is Frelick-Mitchell argument of how do you configure a lineup with...
Is that the argument right now, you think?
You can't take those first 6 guys out of the lineup. Yelich, Chourio, Turang, Contreras, Bowers, Vaughn. You cannot convince me that is not the best configuration of 6 guys you could put in the... Those might be the 6 best hitters on the team.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone on the bench
besides a day off here and there, those are your 6.
Those are easily your 6.
Yeah,
so now,
agreed.
Yesterday, 7 through 9 was fantastic for the Brewers.
Well, yesterday
they had 7 hits. I think they got on base 9 times. They got 4 extra base hits, something like that. So that was a big day from 7 through 9. I don't anticipate that being the case very often with 7 through 9. So that's why your front 6 have to get loaded up. And I really think it goes 7 deep if you put Garrett Mitchell in. I think he's having a little bit of a resurgence. However, Yelich was not in the lineup, but then was in the lineup.
Was that
yesterday.
a Garrett Mitchell thing?
I don't know.
They said that, and I
didn't see the lineup before Yelich was in it. If there was anything.
Right.
So I might have been late to that. I might have not gotten there. The power numbers are concerning only because it's the worst in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
If they were middle of the road,
different story.
But the fact that they are last in the bigs, I think it is a little concerning that they are getting no power in the lineup from other than a handful of guys. But Turang was in a slump. Chourio's kind of in a slump. Vaughn is got a different role. Yelich has got a different role now. They're kind of setting themselves up for these power numbers at the same time.
Brad writes in on the YouTube channel, runs are runs. The way they score aggravates the pitcher more the way they score. Brad, I completely agree with you, but that's a regular season argument. And I get it. They got to play 162. They have played, they've played 57. So they've got 105 games left to aggravate the pitcher. And I think that's great. I think that's fantastic. That doesn't aggravate pitchers in the postseason because you can't hit like this. You just don't. I mean, teams don't. Maybe this year's Brewers will buck the trend because if Miz and Harrison can be studs and hold team and shut out teams for 7 innings and they can win 2-0 in the playoffs, that'd be great. I'll take that all day. Miz just won 2-0, right?
Yep.
I'll take that all day. 2-0 wins in the playoffs. But this style of play doesn't aggravate pitchers in the playoffs because it is proven to not be sustainable.
They really needed to be at a 1 homer a game pace for you to feel comfortable, I think.
Yeah.
Like if they would have got to 160 homers this year, I think there's no
they
shot
have
they're
40 home runs through 57 games.
Yeah, that's too little.
Yeah. And
that's
it just really is. 414-677-1250, Nicolay Law talk and text line. 920 writes in, I'm way less concerned about the lack of home runs than I would be if they were only winning because of home runs. I agree.
That makes sense.
I agree with that too. And we've seen teams that only win because of home runs also not succeed in the postseason. I agree that is a bigger cause for concern, but that doesn't make me feel better. Different 920 chimes in. Let's give our props to David Hamilton first because he's been crushing baseballs lately. Of course, I'm worried about it, but I think the solution is in the minors, and I don't want to give any of those top prospects for a rental piece. It's not in the minors this year, though.
No.
Like Andrew Fisher's not hitting 30 home runs.
This is the window. This is the window.
This year, you're saying?
This
or
is
this
the
next
window.
3
They are
years?
in the window.
Right.
This year feels like you had a season where you just won the most games in the history of the team last year.
Yes, he did. That's correct.
And they are on pace to beat that. The best record in baseball.
Yep.
The window is now. So I am not looking at the future.
So you're saying they
as
should make a
someone
move.
who loves the prospect game.
Yeah, you do.
Love the prospect
If you
game.
listen to the leadoff show, you know how much Tommy loves the prospect game.
I'd rather win a World Series.
Yeah.
Than have the number one farm system.
All right, let's keep this conversation going. Are you willing to trade a prospect to win a World Series this year? Or to put yourself in that conversation? Because as much as we love the Brewers, there's a lot similar to last year. And last year, they couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Now, Miz and Harrison might change that conversation a little bit on the pitching side of things. But what about the hitting side of things? 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. It's the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. My name's Mitch Nellis, and man, do I love finding one of my favorite movies on cable and just getting a chance to watch it. It's the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz with you. Mason Human Tuesday this week. Doing something. I don't know. Did he even say what he was doing?
Must be nice to be a kicker, man. Former kicker.
Yeah, not even.
He's not even smacking it anymore.
Not even a kicker. Hey guys, Jeff in Milwaukee. It's so sad we have such clowns on our team when we are a World Series contender. Just running back last year. Time for change. Wow. I don't know that they're clowns. Like, listen, Blake Perkins stinks.
Clown.
He cannot hit, but that doesn't mean he's a clown. Like, we don't have bad. Like, to me, a clown's a bad guy.
Okay.
Like, I don't think we have bad guys on our team.
No.
But I think we do have. Like, and I actually think that Hamilton, Rengifo, and Ortiz can all play Major League Baseball. I just don't know that they can all play Major League Baseball on the same team. Right? I think that's the problem. If you had a power hitting third baseman and Hamilton and Ortiz, you're good. If you had a 20 home run shortstop and Ortiz and Rengifo, you're good. Like, you can have two of those three on a Major League Baseball team. You just can't have all three as the only options on the left side of the infield.
Mr. Ferguson says here on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line, the Brewers had all their power bats on the IL for April. We brought that up. It's only been a month. They're just now getting into season shape. It will come around. I agree with you there, but he also brings up another comment here. Also, the Brewers didn't lose to L.A. due to L.A. hitting a ton of bombs. First of all, the Shohei hit 3 homers in one game.
Right.
I and then pitched and threw 10 strikeouts on the other side. Yeah. They won because Yamamoto was superhuman and the Brewers bats were ice cold. That would also be due to them not hitting a lot of home runs, which we are concerned about.
Yes.
They were all super low scoring games. Not time to panic. Go get Alcantara from Miami for some prospects. 3 solid ones in the playoffs makes Slug worthless. So I love the Sandy Alcantara thought.
Yep.
And I do think the prospect capital would cost a whole lot less than a Skubal.
Yes.
And to your point,
I'm not in the Skubal conversation.
To your point, I do agree that the Brewers didn't lose the game because it didn't lose to the Dodgers because of like one thing, right? There was a lot that went on with that. So
Bryce, stick your knee out, bro.
Right.
Or just don't dodge it.
Yeah.
You don't even need to stick something out.
Yeah, that was brutal. The series, I mean,
it was over.
It was over right there. When game one, when he didn't get hit by the pitch.
They did not tie that game. Let's see. Their power isn't concerned, says 262. The lack of consistency is. Last night's game will carry their average for 4 crappy games, but the record could be 1-4.
Sure.
That's true.
I think
but
that's a good point.
But they also just won 3-1 in 4 games where they had 17 total hits.
Yeah.
So like that is also inconsistency, but they can win those types of games. 414-677-1250. Nicolay Law talking text line. Tommy is in Bayview. Tommy, what's up, brother?
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, how you doing, boys?
We're doing good. How are you?
Great. Doing great.
We have to face the fact that while almost every organization has a third baseman who can hit almost 20 home runs alone, we might not even get 10 home runs from short and third base combined this season.
I mean, we definitely won't at this pace.
And ownership has got us so hooked, so stuck on the fact that, hey, if we make the playoffs, it's okay because we're small market. They're making money hand over fist, and we're just suckers.
I hope we're not just suckers, Tommy. And I hope that at some point the organization, which I do think takes this seriously, figures out what that special sauce is to win in the postseason and get to the World Series. Thanks so much for the call.
Thanks, Tommy.
414-677-1250. You ready? I got a little list here. Miguel Vargas, who I have on my fantasy team.
Okay.
Leading third baseman. He's got 15 home runs.
All right.
Max Muncy has 14. Junior Caminero, 14. Okamoto for Toronto, 12. Machado has 10. Arenado has 8. Ramirez has 8. Riley has 8. Young has 7. Brady House has 7. So those are just the top 10 guys who 7 or more home runs just more than a third of the way through. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys just off the jump who are on pace for more than 20 home runs. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more guys who have 6 home runs.
Okay.
So you have 17 third basemen, more than half the third basemen are going to be right around that 20 home run mark.
Yep.
And how many does Rengifo have?
None.
And did Hamilton hit his home run as a shortstop or third base? I mean, not that it matters.
He
But I
might
am
have been
curious
playing
about that.
third base. He might have been playing third base in that game, but he could have been shortstop too. But regardless, I just lumped the whole left side of the infield together.
Yeah.
And we have 2 home runs out of the left side of the infield for the Brewers.
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. James is in Bayview. Man, it is all Bayview all the time. They heard you talking about Cudahy and St. Francis. They were like, we're here too.
Right.
What's up, James?
Well, I'm actually on the border of St. Francis and Bayview, but my thing is, why do we need someone that can hit a home run when if you go against a team with good pitching, you're not going to hit home runs anyways. Just look at it as this, a team full of P. Roses. Have a good day, guys.
Oh, all right. Okay,
All right.
James.
That's probably the worst call ever of all time.
Okay.
Thanks,
Jeez.
James.
Look, there's a text coming in here from.
All right, hold on. James, I just want to address that because it wasn't the worst call of all time. I was just making fun. But it is scientifically proven that if you don't hit home runs in the postseason, you don't win. Okay? That if you're a team that doesn't hit home runs, you don't win. That's just science. Okay? Look at the last 10 plus teams that have won the World Series, and the Cubs hit 199 home runs in 1 year. Everyone else hit more than 200. The Brewers have 40 through 57 games. They're not going to hit 160, so they're not going to sniff 200. And can they win a World Series? Sure, they can win a World Series. And you're right, against good pitching in the playoffs, you're less likely to. But every once in a while, you hit one.
Yeah.
You hit one out.
You got to run into
And the fact that you hit one is a lot different than hitting a long fly ball to left or a foul out to the catcher. Those are real runs that you need in low-scoring playoff games. You need those runs. And that's science. That's not me talking. That is the fact of who wins in the World Series year after year after year after year. And I know that Aaron, Tommy, you just highlighted this comment from YouTube. Aaron wrote in, I've been paying close attention over the years to know if we can't beat the Dodgers, then we can't win the World Series. I don't know what we need or even can do to beat these guys. I'm open to suggestions. Well, hitting a home run now and then helps. It just does.
It definitely helps.
Right?
Yeah.
It'd be great if they could put together a 7-run inning with no extra base hits or one double or whatever it might be. But every so often, you just need a guy to hit a home run.
Absolutely. And you brought up the argument of, are you willing to part ways with prospects, in a pursuit of a World Series?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is very easily yes for me. Very easily.
You're
Again, as someone who is so protective of these prospects too,
yep.
But the Brewers have been doing the same formula for however long in the team history, and they've never gotten a World Series.
Right. It's super fun in June.
Yeah.
Like they are winning baseball games. They're playing baseball the right way. They make the other team play 27 outs. All of it's great. But it doesn't translate to winning in the postseason. And we've seen that. Listen, they got to Game 7 of the NLCS in 2018, and that was awesome. And they couldn't come up with the big hit against Walker Buehler, and he was great that year.
And Chris Taylor screwed him.
Right, and Chris Taylor, decided to be
with all that
but Chris Taylor could hit a ball out of the park.
With all of it being said, I want to go back to Mr. Ferguson's point of their guys are on the IL in April. I need one more month out of this Brewer team before I'm ready to go and sell the farm.
Right.
Because I could be convinced to sell the farm, believe me.
But I think there's a happy medium, right? Between selling the farm and selling a piece of the farm.
If the Brewers go 19-7 again in June, I mean, sell the farm.
Yeah. or make the move. You don't have to make 3 moves. You don't have to sell. Like selling the farm means selling everybody to go all in this year.
Sure, but make the move.
Right.
Yes.
Make the move. 414-677-1250. Brewer Mike is in Waukesha. Brewer Mike, you are on the Mason Crosby Show with Thunder and Tommy.
That last caller was the worst. I'm sorry.
What's up, Brewer Mike?
I can't get fired for saying that. So yeah, he was the worst. Hey, we do have 2 prospects, boys, that, one of them is just tearing the ball apart, and I really think we should bring him up. I can't. Not Pratt, the other kid. My mind's going blank right now. I'm driving, guys.
You're talking about Madej?
Madej, yes, Madej. I would bring him up.
You're going to put all your faith into a 19-year-old for turning around, being the move.
All right. Do you remember, Mitch would remember a number 19 that we put a lot of faith in, but he didn't really succeed
Right.
the
In
first year.
1974, did Robin Yount take him to the World Series in 1974?
I just said he didn't, but stranger things happen, guys.
I don't know if stranger things happen. We love him a day, and if Andrew Fisher was ready, you talk about a guy who's hitting home runs. I don't know how many he's got. What is he up to 15? Yeah. He's up to 15 home runs, but he's playing single A. That's not the same sport. He's not ready.
The problem I'm sorry, buddy. The problem I have is Tyler Black. Does he have nude pictures of Murphy or something? Why he is not playing?
Well, if he had nude pictures of Murphy, he probably would be playing.
Well, you know what I mean,
right? His problem is he doesn't have a glove. He can't play in the field.
That's
true.
And
on this team with Yelich, Bowers. Right, but in this team with Yelich, Bowers, and Vaughn, there's no room for a second DH.
He also has never hit a home run in the big leagues, too, playing 32 games and having almost 100 plate appearances in the bigs.
Thanks for the call, Mike. 414-677-1250 coming in strong and serious right now. Listen, I love the Brewers, and I want them to win. Don't get me wrong. I want them to win. I just don't believe that they are built to win in the postseason because every fact in the history of Major League Baseball proves me right. So you can argue, and that's fine, but this is the way it is. Real quick, we're also talking about when you watch a movie, would you rather just happen upon it on cable or do you want to stream it yourself? Bob in Minneapolis says, I feel stupid when a commercial comes on. I could get up and put in the DVD instead. Bob, who's just watching one thing at once? Like, you have a remote control. Last night I'm watching the Avengers and I'm watching the Brewers and I'm watching the college softball World Series.
So you're missing everything. You're just watching a piece of everything.
I'm watching everything. Okay, I'm watching everything. Al's in Cedarburg. Al, you're on the Mason Crosby Show.
All right. Well, first of all, that's why they call them rewatchables. You only stop if there's a movie that you absolutely love and you can pick it up from anywhere. If you just decide I'm going to pick up a movie in the middle of it and then you've never seen it, you're a sociopath.
Yeah, facts.
So let's just not do it that way.
Good point. Good point, Al.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, you cannot have it turned on the air, sweetheart. So, anywho, I think we could do one of two things. We have to make a trade regardless. I think if we want to win a World Series, but I don't think it necessarily has to be a bat. If we do go out and get someone like a Skubal, I know like that's just a big name thrown around, but if we go get another starting pitcher, I think having the combination of what we have at the top of our rotation already now, plus someone of that caliber, that will carry us just as far in the postseason. But on the flip side, if we don't do that, I mean, why not go after who we just went up against this weekend? Like, do what you can to get Alvarez in a Brewers uniform.
Al, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about this, Al. Thanks for the call. 414-677-1250. Crawdaddy's on the line. Nick's on the line. We got to get to break. Paul Wagner's coming up at 1. We're going to continue this conversation all day long. It's the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch and Tommy, Thunder and Tommy, Nellis and Wirtz. Yeah, we've never got Nellis and Wirtz before. Kind of like that. We're talking Brewers. Paul Wagner joining us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. Nick's in Pewaukee. Nick, what do you got for us as we run up to the top of the hour?
Well, okay. You guys keep talking about, maybe selling the farm or whatever. We're going to trade our prospects for, a third baseman that maybe he'll hit 20 home runs, and maybe 1 or 2 in the postseason and fix everything. So what I'm just kind of curious about is which prospects would you be okay with seeing go?
That's a
great
I know
question. There's a couple that if they would trade, I think they'd be crazy. And one, of course, is Made.
Yep. I mean, Brent writes this on YouTube right now. He says, Made and Fisher are untouchable. Everyone else should be on the table. If they could get Yordan Alvarez, is anyone Fisher's unbelievable, but he's hitting 15 home runs. It's single A. Yordan Alvarez is going to hit more than 40 home runs and hit over 300. He's one of the best players in all of Major League Baseball. So the question is, do you make that trade? Nick, thanks for the call. Do you trade Andrew Fisher for Yordan Alvarez? Do you trade Made? I mean, Made's tough to trade.
Made's tough to trade.
Yeah.
I get that.
But anybody else, I think it could be on that list. Just because a guy is unbelievable at single A doesn't mean he's going to be a great pro.
If only we had a former Major League Baseball player coming on to ask that question to.
Former Brewers pitcher Paul Wagner is next right here. Do you see what Tommy did there? If you didn't see it, what are you even doing today? This is the Mason Crosby Show.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Yeah, boy. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz with you. Mason off today for a human Tuesday. We've been talking Brewers all day long. Also talking, if you're sitting at home and you're flipping channels or flipping streaming or whatever it is, and
This is not the case with flipping streaming.
no, it's not.
It's flipping channels.
Right.
This is
flipping-
cable.
Does anybody flip channels? Does anybody even have cable? I mean, I have cable,
I know.
so I flip channels.
Because you're a weirdo.
And when my favorite movie's on, I love it. When a movie I like, it doesn't even have to be my favorite movie. When a movie I like is on, I'm really excited. I'm way more excited than the fact that I can switch the inputs and load up my Fire Stick and go to my streaming source.
You have way too many
and
remotes. That's what it sounds
I have
like.
2 remotes.
Oh, God.
Is that too many?
It's too many.
I have 2 remotes. How many do you have?
1.
But you don't have cable.
Correct.
All right, well, then that's your problem. Joining us now on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, our good friend Paul Wagner. Wags, how you doing, buddy?
Boys, we're doing all right. Little thunderstorm came through Lincoln, Nebraska this
Right here.
morning,
I'm
so
right here.
batting practice will be canceled today. We'll be batting and we'll be hitting in the cages.
How do you feel about that? How's that affect everybody's mood when they is that like a fun reprieve that you don't have to go out and do BP, or is that like throw everything off?
You know what? It's a good question because you don't know how you take it. Obviously, at Miller Park or AmFam Field, you're always going to have it. There's a roof. I think here it's a little bit of a break. You get to do different things. Obviously, with batting practice in the cages, you have, L screen. We have some soft toss. We have tee work. Things that maybe if you get into a routine of batting practice every day, you miss some of the fundamentals. And you know what? It's a good little switch up.
I like that. I like that perspective. Paul Wagner joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. 16 runs, 18 hits, 11 walks, no home runs. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's awesome. Let's start with the positives. How fun was last night for the crew?
It's amazing because we're watching it. So we're coming into Lincoln yesterday, and we got guys who are watching the Brewer game, and we got guys that are watching UWM Auburn.
Oh yeah.
So we're watching them both, and no home runs. And I was thinking about it, and like you always say, or we always ask questions, what do the Brewers need? I mean, if you really want to dig deep, it's hard to say, but no homers, and we're piling runs, 7 in the second, I believe it was.
Yep.
Maybe if the team has, let's just say, maybe 40 home runs this year, I don't know, but that'd be pushing it.
They have 40 on the dot, yes.
Do they? Okay, so right around, maybe you'd want a little bit more.
Not maybe.
Games.
Not maybe.
Do you?
I want more.
I want more.
I want more.
I do want more.
And the reason I want more,
The
Paul,
long ball, I get it.
And I don't want to I started the show today an hour ago saying I don't want to be negative. I just want to challenge the status quo. And I think you can challenge the status quo without being negative and just by pointing out facts. The fact is that no team has won a World Series in the past 10 years without hitting 200 home runs in a season, except for the Cubs in 2016, who hit 199. Everyone else has hit 200 or more. And even if you go before that, Tommy's done some research. Teams are leading the league in home runs. And I'm just concerned that in the play, like this is great for the regular season. It's so much fun. Whoever was at AmFam Field last night had an absolute blast cheering on a 7-run second inning. But I just worry that this team's going to make the playoffs. I'm not worried about that. But I'm worried that they're not going to be able to get the big hit when they need it in the playoffs because the big hit's going to be a single. And other teams are going to hit home runs, and home runs score more runs than singles. And you can't have these type of 7-run innings with all singles in the playoffs. It just doesn't work that way against teams that routinely have better pitching than Scrubby McScrubberson, who was out there for the Giants last night.
totally a fair point. It really is a fair point, and that's what it takes. You need that. You need that ability to, yes, manufacturing runs, playing old school baseball, station to station. It's exciting. It kind of reverberates. It brings back the old days.
I love it.
But the truth of it is, you're 100% correct. The truth of it is, the 3-run homer is gonna knock the hell out of you out of the playoffs when it comes up at an inopportune time. And you know what? Bingo, 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 like you just said, is all nice, but you need to clear the bases at times.
Paul Wagner joining us here on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Paul, I want to go back to a positive spin. When you're a pitcher and you're getting the start, now yesterday, Drowan, we kind of knew he wasn't going to go a full traditional starter's length, but when you're on the mound and your team puts up 7 in the second inning, how much does that help your confidence as a pitcher when you're out there versus is it like, oh no, I can't blow this lead now, we just put up 7 runs? What's kind of the mindset of a pitcher when your offense does something like that for you early in a ball game when you know, hey, traditionally a 7-run lead will help you out throughout the ball game, but also, well, you can't mess this up, it's a 7-run lead?
It is. It's a double-edged sword because first off, you're sitting.
Or 5 runs.
So in that second inning, I'm sitting there watching 7 runs scored. And that's great. I love it. Then you got to come out and you still got to pitch your game. You can't walk guys. You got to limit damage. You got to throw strikes. You have to. You almost pitch differently. And I'm not going to say that nobody wants a lead. You always want a big lead, especially the pitcher. But at times, sometimes, I think he's sitting in that dugout in the bottom of the second, and he's saying, okay, that's 3, 4, okay, we're good. Let me go out there and pitch my game again. But, you know, it's weird. It's a weird mindset for a pitcher, and that's what they go through. The longer a sit is, the harder it is to get heated back up. And we talk about this in the old days, you know, when I used to look at numbers and, you know, guys were having like 15, 16, 20 complete games. That was more amazing to me than anything, because when you heat up, it really doesn't matter. If I'm warm and I'm throwing, it doesn't matter if I throw 18 pitches or 23 pitches, to tell you the truth. It doesn't really bother me. I'm pitching, I'm throwing my game. But when you sit down and you cool off, and then you got to heat your arm back up and then do that, we call them ups. And every time you have an up, that's where the stress comes on these arms. So the longer your sit, you want all the runs you can get, but that long sit kind of hurts. And as his case, he goes 4 innings. What do? You pump the zone, you get outs as quick as possible and get the bats in, because you know you're not going a full 9, and you're going to hand it off to DL Hall, and he's going to do his job.
Paul Wagner joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. So then my follow-up to that is, so then you're up 7-2. And then you have a pretty successful 3rd inning, a pretty successful 4th inning. The Brewers score in the bottom of the 4th to make it 8-2. You've gone 68 pitches. You're not a starting pitcher. But isn't there a little piece of you that's like, hey, just let me throw the 5th so I can get the win? You know, Chad Patrick comes in, he throws 15 pitches. He kind of steals the win from Drowan. Then, like you said, DL Hall throws 2 more innings, and the Brewers are off and running, you know, on their way to winning 16-2. But is there a little thought in the back of your head like, hey, just let me pitch the 5th so I can get the win?
Yeah, especially if it's an arbitration year. But you know, he knows it. You buy into this system, and I'm assuming 100% that Chris Hook, Pat Murphy, Henderson, they all had this game plan. We're going to take you to a 50, 60 pitch max. We want you to get us as many outs as you can, and we're going to hand it over to the bullpen today. We're not expecting 7, 8. We don't need all that from you. Just give us what you got right now. And when you buy into a system and the team is up, when you're winning, it's a different story. If this record was reversed and the Brewers were 21-36, I think you'd have to like pry the ball out of his hand. But when you're 36-21, you know, a third of the way through the season, and you're winning and everything's going good, the mojo is great, man, you just do what you're told, and everybody hands in, and they all do their job. And that's why you're going to see this Milwaukee Brewer team at the end of the year.
Paul, I have a question now, because we've been talking about it for an hour. The all-in move, the chips move, the trade deadline, the adding a bat. It's all been part of conversation here on the Mason Crosby Show today. And I want to know if a locker room feels that when you're in a locker room, You know your team is special. You know this Brewers team, they had a season last year where they win the most games in franchise history. They're on pace to beat that, and they came up short last year, and they really didn't make that all-in splash move. They got very lucky with an Andrew Vaughn trade, and maybe they did their research on it, so they did their due diligence on an Andrew Vaughn trade, and they got Woody back in the middle of the year, and that really sparked something for this team. We've also seen them make moves like Josh Hader, and it completely destroy a whole chemistry of a team when it was going really well in 2022, and then they make that move. I want to know if trading for someone for the Milwaukee Brewers makes sense with how well things are going. Do you still need time to decide on whether or not you need to trade for someone? Just take me inside a big league clubhouse when you have a team talking about buying from a trade market perspective and how that goes.
We all know something. I don't think the Milwaukee Brewer organization can right now pinpoint their definite needs. There's wants. There's absolutely wants, and you always want it. I've always said this before. The front office of the Milwaukee Brewers, Matt Arnold, before when it was David Stern, who's ever there, their job is to find players that are better than the 27 guys on the field right now. And you as the 27 players, you got to play so damn good that it make it almost impossible for Matt Arnold to find somebody to replace you. So that's where you're at. I don't know what the need is necessarily. There's always wants. But I think this organization has to definitely send multiple people down and evaluate every single person in this minor league system, see where they have it, where they project them, how do they project, what is their data and their analytics, how does it all pan out? Let's take a look at the draft. What can we do? If we move player A and B who's legit, do we go for a C and D player who's playing at UCLA right now that just got knocked out, or somebody else? They've got to do their due diligence in the lower level because you have to make a splash. Right now, there's not really a need per se. There's a lot of wants, but come trade deadline and come postseason, you need stuff. You need it, like we just said. You need power. You need power arms. You need lefties. You need a starter. You need this. Who knows if Kyle Harrison can continue this? Where is he going to get his little break in the season? Where is Miz going to get a little pause so he can regroup and not overreach his innings pitched limit? There's a lot of things that are going to take place, and it might not be a big splash, but when you go, you have to definitely evaluate your talent, because you don't want to give somebody away that's legit and going to be in your long-term future, but you might have to get somebody to bridge the gap for your studs to get a break or a day off.
And Paul, that's part of my next question about evaluating your minor league talent. We know the glut of riches, especially in the middle infield, that this Milwaukee Brewers organization has. How hard is it to see whose skills translate to major league success versus who? And you know, one of the guys I bring up is a guy like Andrew Fisher, who's got 15 home runs at single A, and that's amazing. Like, he is crushing the ball. But if you brought him up to the majors right now, he's not going to be ready. Like, he's not going to hit 15 home runs. But how do you figure out if he is a single A 15 home run guy, or does that translate to a major league 30 to 40 home run guy versus another, you know, one of the other middle infielders who, yeah, they're great at AAA, but maybe they won't be great in the majors? How hard is that evaluation process?
Paul, it's the hardest thing that an organization has to do. You have to try to get the amount of people together that can evaluate and watch, and then you have to believe in what they see and how they treat the game of baseball, what they're looking for. And then you also have to take this analytics. You have to take the data. I don't care if you want to go with average exit velocity or launch angle. You know, someone will say, oh, his average exit velocity is 109. So eventually, someday, those balls will drop in. They won't be hit to somebody. But then you got a guy who's got a one off the bat. He gets fooled on a changeup, and it goes 58 miles an hour exit velo, and it drops into short left field as a lefty, and two guys score from second and third. So what do you want? So you have to put the right people together. You all have to be on the same page. What are you looking for? What is the common goal here? What do we want? Do we want less strikeouts? Do we want contact? Do we want gap to gap? Do we want speed? Do we want power? Are we gonna sacrifice offense for defense? Do we want a glove? Will we sacrifice defense for offense? You know, how are we going to play this? But the time is going to come for this Milwaukee Brewer organization, and that front office is going to get together, and they're going to have a heart-to-heart. They're going to figure some things out. Who's expendable? Who is not? What are we looking for? And how do we move on to the future to continue to play great baseball?
Paul Wagner here on the Mason Crosby Show. Paul, I got one more for you, and it's not Brewers baseball related, but Major League Baseball related. You were a player during 1994 when there was the longest work stoppage in pro baseball, obviously no World Series that year, and we just got proposals that came in through the MLBPA and then the counteroffer from the owners. What's the vibe feel like when you look at this situation now compared to that moment back in 1994? And I'm not going to ask you to dive deeper into it from pick a side or what's good or what's bad, but just we all want baseball in 2027, but we all know that we want to see teams be competitive and try and spend money, and we want things fixed, like so the Dodgers can't just go pay Kyle Tucker a ridiculous number that no one else was going to be able to afford, so anyone could have a chance in that competitive balance too. Just compare the two times and wondering if there's good things that there's talks going on right now, or it's bad things that the talks feel like they're far away at this point.
In my opinion, it's going to be a tough one. I think baseball in 27 will be delayed. I don't think the season will be canceled. Do I think it's going to be a COVID 60 games? No. Do I think we're going to miss some? Yes, I do. What it is and what I'm seeing and what we talked about before and the little bit of knowledge that I get, obviously I get muted. I can't speak, but I can listen. I can kind of follow the Players Association and find out, especially when we change the leader of the group per se through other issues that took place. But salary cap, ceilings, floors, sharing revenues through TVs, those are all good things. And they're all very positive. I mean, they're big issues. Don't get me wrong. But I think the Players Association from the start we are looking, and I can say that because back in the day we were as well. I think they're looking for those things, but don't forget the team control of a player. I would not be surprised if something gets negotiated in there. You can do this with money. You want to raise the minimum salary to 1.5, whatever you want to do. Those are all negotiables. I think the biggest thing that the players want is, let's just say, the ability to explore. Maybe you take 3 years of arbitration team control and drop that down to 2 years. And then maybe you go, instead of 3 years to free agency, maybe you go to 2 years where a team control can be less than 6 and maybe 4. And if you really look at it, I look at the scouts and all the talented people that evaluate people every day. If you draft a kid and you have him for 2 years, then you get him to the big leagues, and then you evaluate him for 2 more years under team control. And then you get 2 more years under arbitration where a 3-man woman panel decides how much he's paid. And then he goes to free agency. If you can't determine the value or how good this player is or who he is or what he is, both on and off the field, I think you got a problem there. And then it comes to the money after that point. But you've got to give players the ability to go somewhere else. You've got to be able to. Team control is just so blanketed.
Paul Wagner joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show, the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Wags, I know you got to run, but real quick, if you're at home and you're watching a Brewers game and you're flipping channels and you realize that like one of your favorite movies of all time is on, are you excited to like watch the rest of your movie or to watch it during commercials of a Brewers game? Or would you rather just like start your movie on your streaming, whatever app you have, and just watch the movie separately?
Mitch, don't take this the wrong way. I've seen 1,000,003 baseball games. You know what?
Yep.
If it's something special, I'm going to watch it. If it's an Ohtani at bat, maybe a Judge at bat, maybe Miz going for 27 strikeouts in the 9th inning, maybe. But other than that, I've seen so much baseball. I think I got to flip my coin on that. It depends. It really depends.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that answer. I'll take that. Enjoy the road trip. When do you get back home?
We get back, we leave Thursday night after the game, and we have the Chicago Dogs coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at home. So we have a home series this weekend, and yeah, the boys are playing pretty good. I just, unfortunately, I know I got much time, and I got to take them to the gym, but I just lost one of my pitchers, a guy named Bo Phillip. Bo Phillip was a second-round pick by the Atlanta Braves as a shortstop, and out of Oregon State. And he came here, and then they released him, and then he turned into a pitcher. I had him last year, and I had him this year, and he did good things. And he just signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's leaving.
All right,
he's flying to Boston, and then he's going up to New Hampshire or something in the Double-A Eastern League. So, again, it's good to see him go. It's good to see happy faces, but I'm always sad to see production, leave.
Absolutely. Hey, with the Chicago Dogs coming in, a 9-9-9 challenge on them this week. All right, 9 beers, 9 more beers, 9 innings of beatdown. Let's do it, Paul. All right,
neuter those dogs, baby. Neuter those dogs. Let's go.
You got it, boys. Have a good one. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. Paul Wagner joining us here on the guest hotline. No Blue Chew for those dogs. That's right. Relax. Jeez, Tommy. Every time I say Blue Chew, you get really uncomfortable.
Well, I don't get uncomfortable. I just think it's funny.
Ah.
I'm sorry. I haven't matured ever in my life.
No, I appreciate
and
that.
I don't plan on doing it.
Just checking out Bo Phillip. Bo is actually, I don't know if you would have known this. I didn't know this. Beau.
Yeah.
Bo Phillip.
Like the guy from Trouble with the Curve.
Yes. Yep.
Bo
Bridges.
Was that his name?
No, that's a different Bo. There's Bo Bridges.
What's the guy's last name from Trouble with the Curve?
Oh my God.
What is it?
The fat lefty?
Yeah.
Who was a jerk?
Peanut Boy, right? Yeah, he's calling him that
guy.
The whole time. His name is Bo Gentry.
Bo Gentry, that's right.
And it was B.O. actually. So
back in 22 at High A, Bo Phillip did hit 12 home runs for Rome, Georgia, I'm guessing.
Oh, I was wondering if there was a team in Italy.
I don't think there is. We'll continue the Brewers talk because this is a great conversation. I've got Crawdaddy sent a text in. He wasn't able to hold on in the last hour. But if you want to keep that conversation going, it's all positive, right? We're all happy. But that doesn't mean this 2026 Brewers team is the best that it can be. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. This is the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, Mitch, do you?
Hey, Tommy.
Do you have a shirt that you just like to wear, and when you're wearing that shirt, you're like, you know what? It's gonna be a good day because I got that shirt on.
I feel like I have clothes that fit that bill.
Okay.
Obviously, for those who know me, purple's my favorite color. I've always loved purple. In third grade, I wore a purple sweatsuit to school every day, and I've always loved purple. So when I wear like my nice purple pullover, something like that, I got stuff. I don't have like a go-to one thing.
If you're watching the YouTube stream, I got a Lulu Beans coffee shop shirt on.
Where is Lulu Beans coffee shop?
Lulu Beans is in Wilmer.
Oh man, love Wilmer.
It's a great shirt.
Okay.
Great feel.
Yeah.
Cool, like rustic kind of vibes or something going on
Is
with
that
it.
is that Lulu Beans vibe? Is that their vibe as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
the vibe of the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even think it's the best coffee in the city. Quite frankly, I wouldn't say that publicly, even though I just did. But it's one of my favorite shirts. Just great
Oh, yeah?
feel. My mom will love that because I'm pretty sure she got me it for Christmas when she came out, and then she like surprised me with it a few months later when I came back. But it's a great shirt, and it's not like a lucky shirt. It's just a good shirt and one of my favorites. So I was glad I got to wear it today. It's gonna be a good day because I got that shirt
What
on.
color are your eyes?
They're very green.
Yeah. So when you wear a green shirt, it's gonna pop.
They pop.
Yeah.
They pop. They're very green.
You need to be in the sunlight.
Oh, with the eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's my favorite feature about myself. Like
Okay.
my eyes, for sure. Oh yeah. I got killer eyes.
Got killer things I did not expect to hear on the show today. Tommy Word saying, I've got killer eyes.
Yeah, I didn't mean that in like a serial way, but more of just
or
like
crazy eyes
right,
or
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have very cool eyes. You
Yeah.
know what? I'll say it. I have pretty eyes. I have
Um,
pretty eyes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Not
All right.
afraid of it.
I love that.
I'll flaunt them.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. We've got a lot of messages on the text inbox 414-677-1250. That's the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. I don't even know what to do with them all. It's like it's a lot. And-
I'll kick it off.
all right.
All right. So I'm going to start with this one down here from the 414. There is a reason Andrew Fisher is still an A-ball. He is Rob Deere. Okay. Well, Andrew Fisher.
No, he's not.
Andrew
how do you know
Fisher-
that? I want to know how you know that. Like, how do you know he's Rob Deere?
There is another text here. I lost it now somewhere
Right.
on here that was saying, why is he still at A-ball? I don't know.
Right.
Because quite frankly, he needs to be at double
You'd
A.
think they'd call him up.
Needs to be at double A. He's just tearing the cover off the baseball for the T-Rats. I know a lot of people are concerned about his strikeout numbers. I'm not asking him to make the big league club. I'm not asking him to make the big league club by next season. If they want to figure out something else, they can figure it out somewhere else. But he is too good to be at single A. That's what I know. He's got an OPS over 1,000. Kyle Schwarber's made a career off what Andrew Fisher is doing in double A or in single A right now. So yeah, he needs to get moved up. Another one from the 414. He's really pounding this point. He's been there 3 times now. So Mitch, how did the Giants win 3 World Series with this formula?
Okay.
Here's the problem. When you go to the postseason numbers, in the first 2 years, in 2010 and 2012, the Giants had guys hitting home runs. Cody Ross was second most home runs in the postseason. Pablo Sandoval had the most home runs in the postseason in 2012.
Yep.
So while they didn't have the postseason numbers, or while they didn't have the home run numbers in the regular season,
Yep.
they got them in the postseason.
Okay.
That third year, Madison Bumgarner.
Which could happen for the Brewers.
Absolutely.
Like they could get into the playoffs and Bowers and Vaughn and Terang and Shurio could all start hitting home runs.
Absolutely.
Because they have that ability.
We're also talking about a formula that has not worked over a decade.
Right.
It has not worked in over a decade.
Yeah.
So that you want to play that game.
Right. So if you want to fight science, I'm still going to stick with science.
Cool. We can go from there.
The baseball science.
And to the point, the 262 has one in here that's talking about there is enough power in the lineup if everyone is healthy. A la Churio, Yelich, Vaughn, Terang, Sanchez. I think you can leave him off this list, and Bowers. And we roll out 3 aces in the postseason. Pitching almost always beats hitting. More so in the playoffs. Most teams have preferred power to pitching recently, so we haven't seen it that often. We did in the NLCS No one was hitting bombs against the Dodgers staff in the NLCS. It was historic. Aside from Ohtani's one-game binge, no Dodger had more than one in that series. 2 one-run games and 2 4-run games. LA did not light up the dinger count. So
it's true.
Cool. Good observation in that way. And another point here.
By the way,
runs.
I want to give kudos to everybody listening to the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network right now, because people are doing their due diligence. People are working. People are finding the stats. This is a great conversation because you know what? We're all having this conversation because we all have one goal. As Brewers fans, we want to see the Brewers win the World Series. That's it. That's the list. And I'm excited that people are this invested in it on June 2nd, coming off of last year, seeing what the Brewers have done this year, the excitement behind Mizorowski and to a lesser degree Harrison, but still there. I love where this conversation is, Tommy.
The Brewers just need Richie Sexson to walk through the door from the 262.
Sure.
That would be great. That would be great.
But that type of player, right? That type of player would be the guy, like a 40 home run corner infielder. They need it less at first than they need it at third, but they need that type of player. And that is who Yordan Alvarez is, right? And so that's why when we let 9 to noon talk about Skubal, and that's great, they can have the Skubal conversation. We'd rather have the Yordan Alvarez conversation because that guy is an absolute stud. Mm-hmm. That guy crushes the ball, and he hits for high out. He's not a Rob Deere. He doesn't hit 220 with 30 plus home runs. He's hitting over 300 with 20 home runs so far, on his way to 50 this year. And he's just awesome to watch, even though Miz dominated him.
And he's probably an untouchable piece from Houston.
As he should be.
As he should be.
Right. But he's doing it at the major league level. As much as we love Madej and Pena and Williams and Pratt and Fisher, none of them have done anything at the major league level.
Right. But also, if any team has the capital to go out and get any player they want with prospect pools, it's the Milwaukee Brewers.
Absolutely.
And Yordan is on a pretty friendly contract for what he is doing at the plate.
Okay.
He is making $26.8 million. Do you know anyone else who is making roughly $26.8 million a year?
I feel like Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich is making $26.9 million a year.
That's pretty close.
It's pretty close. Now, I know you're thinking, whoa, that's way too much money for this. That's way too much
$27 million to this team's budget.
Here's the other kicker.
That's a lot of money.
Here's the other kicker.
Okay.
It would be for 2 years. So and this season. You get the rest of this year.
And 2 more years.
Where
you control Alvarez.
Meaning by 2029, he would come off the books.
Yep.
Which is right around the same time when Christian Yelich would come off the books.
Okay.
And you're on the same window of resetting your market, resetting your payroll.
You've got Churion on a good deal and Pratt on a good deal. That's who you've got past 29.
It still leaves you room to sign an extension for a Terang or a Contreras at the same time. If you want to dabble in someone else on the roster in the same stretch, you have the payroll completely at 0 on Yordan and Yelich in the same time. And if it doesn't work out, you still have a year of Yordan, and maybe you could trade him the year after and try to get some return on your investment if it didn't work out. But all I'm saying is that there could be a package built in, and it really does make sense on a money standpoint why you would go after a guy like that. Maybe it's a 0% chance. Maybe it is. But why not a phone call for an Astros team that is struggling, that hasn't played well this year, that doesn't have the pitching to make that deep run? It's a thought.
Do you trust Matt Arnold do you trust that Matt Arnold is doing his due diligence and making the phone calls to anyone and everyone at this point and just getting feelers for what guys cost? Like, do you think he's waiting for guys to call him about his minor leaguers, or do you think he's out there figuring out what Skubal costs, what Alcantara costs, what somebody put up on the YouTube channel, what CJ Abrams costs, the really nice shortstop from the Washington Nationals. what a Bobby Witt Jr., which I don't, Nathan, I don't think that's happening. He wrote that on the YouTube. But do you think that Matt Arnold is fielding more calls for his minor leaguers, or do you think he's making more calls, finding out how much major leaguers cost on other teams?
Maybe he has an idea from previous conversations. Do I think he's doing it right now? I don't. I think the evaluation period begins because, like I said, I wouldn't make a trade right now. I want to see one more month of this Brewers baseball team before I decide what I'm going to do with my future capital that I could turn into current capital.
Yep.
Because the Brewers, we all know they have the best farm in baseball. They have and if they lose one of these guys, they're going to have a top 5 farm in baseball still. Now you get rid of Amadei. Yeah, maybe it drops way harder. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I really don't.
No, I'd be shocked if Amadei went anywhere.
No, he's part of the future. I get that. But you got a guy like Pena, who's, if you lose a guy like him, number 26, top 30 prospect in all of baseball, according to, Pipeline or Baseball America.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Brewers still have one of the top farms in baseball.
Yes.
I really do.
There's a ton of great texts coming in on the Nikolai Law Talking text line. 303 says, last year everyone was clamoring for a Eugenio Suarez trade. After the Mariners got him, he really struggled. He hit like 190 with a 425 slugging. The Mariners got no further than we did. What would that trade have cost us? Not every trade is going to work. Like Suarez did end up re-signing there, but he was a true rental. And yes, true rentals sometimes don't work out. Alvarez could come here and not be good. I think if you look at all the numbers, Alvarez is much better than Suarez. But you're right. I mean, that is a point. 715 says, dang it, Tommy, you're making too much sense. But 920 says, Tommy claimed that if the Brewers go 19-7 in June again, then you'll call for selling the farm. Really? If the Brewers are winning like that regularly, that the way they're set up, you wouldn't want to take a chance they win like that in October, the way they're set up already. And again, we go back to our original point. No one in Major League Baseball has won the World Series in the last 10 years without hitting 200 home runs in a season. The Cubs in 2016, exactly 10 years ago, hit 199. And yes, it doesn't mean home runs translate into the postseason. And like we saw, the Dodgers, besides Ohtani, nobody really hit home runs against the Brewers. There were a lot more home runs in the World Series. You saw with the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, way more home runs than were in the NLCS. And yes, it wasn't just home runs last year. It was also pitching. But Kerry from Tosa may have the final word here on the talking text line. I'm sold. Make that call, boys. I want a World Series, and so does this city. And so that is the big question. Does a move need to be made to get this Brewers team into the World Series?
There is another one on here that said last year everyone was clamoring for Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, I read that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I missed it.
We talked about Suarez.
But he also hit a massive home run in the postseason last year for the Mariners. He hit 3 in that postseason as well. I know his average wasn't all that great. He hit big home runs last year in the postseason. And I was someone who was not clamoring for Eugenio Suarez. I did not think he fit the mold of the team last year. And I bought into what the Brewers did last season on, hey, you know what? They're going to play their style of game, and their style of game should be the way that breaks baseball. And it didn't. And they got embarrassed, quite frankly, in the National League Championship Series. Another one here from Mr. Ferguson is that Alvarez is a DH only. That is false. He plays left field. He will play left field. On a team that has Christian Yelich, who is a DH only, he can play left field during this stretch. Witt seems to be more gettable, a bigger contract on a rebuilding club. You're giving up Madej if you're getting Bobby Witt Jr. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you ready to give up Jesus Madej?
I don't think so. And I think you're right. I mean, Yordan Alvarez is one of the top 5 hitters in baseball right now, in Major League Baseball. Jesus Madej has never had a Major League Baseball at bat. And that's where we get into, and listen, I asked this question to Mason Crosby yesterday about why do we love draft picks in the NFL so much more than guys who've actually played NFL football?
Yes.
And that's a similar question here. We know Jesus Madej is the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, but he has never performed at the major league level. He's never had the chance, but he never has. That doesn't mean you trade him for a really good player or one of the best players in all of Major League Baseball, but it could mean that that's part of the discussion. Zach is in Milwaukee. Zach, you're on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Zach.
How you doing,
doing?
man?
All right. So now bear with me here. Here's what they should do.
Okay.
Mike Trout.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a lot of money, but go ahead.
Now, my buddy goes, he looked at his contract, and apparently he's got a huge contract through 2030. It's like $40 million a year. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
I go, hey, okay, this is not a Brewers move. They would never pick that contract up. Well, hear me out. You only use him for the 3 months that you have him. You lose prospects to trade for him. Then after this year, you flip him. You get prospects back. You give them to like the Yankees or the Red Sox, some big market in the AL. He's exactly what we need. He gives you that pop. He's everything. And all the other Brewers would get better with him in the lineup because now they get better pitches. So I'm going to hang up. You guys let me know what you think about what I just said.
Yeah,
all right,
thanks,
Zach.
Zach.
And if you look at Mike Trout had an off year last year. He seems to be rebounding this year, at least in terms of, on base slugging. I mean, he's having a better year this year than he did last year for sure. He is 34 years old. I don't know if you have his contract there, but I think 40.
Trout?
Yeah.
Yeah, $37.1 million for the next 4 years after this year.
So you really would have to flip him. I think it's a lot easier to do that in a fantasy world, like in fantasy baseball, in what MLB The Show, than it is in real life. Yeah. But listen, like everything's on the table right now because we saw the Brewers in the playoffs last year. We saw how amazing that series was against the Cubs, and then how frustrating that series was against the Dodgers. So everything's on the table right now.
Yeah.
You got some YouTube comments.
I just want to get to this Wisconsin one. Tommy, embarrassed to be in the NLCS? ? It's a Take Back Tuesday on that. I did not say embarrassed to be in the National League Championship Series. I said they got embarrassed in the NLCS.
Yes.
They did not play well in that series. They were, and it was not a good look for the Brewers in that series against the Dodgers. They were outmanned the entire time. Ohtani beat them by himself.
Yeah. Well, Ohtani and Yamamoto.
Well, right. I'm saying one game,
yes.
He beat him by themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, this is such a good conversation. Again, we just want the Brewers to win the World Series.
Correct.
It's the Mason Crosby Show. Awesome conversation today. I want to thank everybody for chiming in, the callers, the texters.
Yeah.
I'd say the emailers, but we don't do email anymore.
You can email me.
I mean, you can email me too.
Thomas.Wirtz@odyssey.com.
Let me get thunder@odyssey.com. I should get that.
Yeah, I'll
I should
take
make that
emails.
happen.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if work
that
wants
used to
me
be
do
a big
it, but-
thing. We used to get emails all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Nathan,
same people flipping channels.
Again, on YouTube, this is the most fun I've had as a Brewers fan ever. Never have we talked like this. I agree.
Correct.
I love talking about it too. I love the way we're talking. It's fantastic. Just found out the news. Quinn Priester has been sent to Rookie A to continue his rehab. He'd been at AAA. It was not going well. He's going to start at the bottom and make his way back up. Hopefully he's healthy and hopefully he's ready to do it. Kyle Harrison taking on his old team tonight. That should be a fun one at the Yard. Get to AmFam if you can. Going to be a good one. NHL Finals start tonight. Who you got, Tommy? Vegas or Carolina?
Vegas for Tim Allen.
All right. Is it just because he loves Vegas?
Because he loves Vegas.
Nice. NBA Finals get underway tomorrow, so we'll talk about that. When Mason comes back on tomorrow's show, Nick Osen's going to talk some Badgers. They got a new general manager of the football program, Mo Brown, in the house. Had a blast, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. This has been the Mason Crosby Show.